I know you're probably thinking, damn, Coach's been quiet all day. We must have really shit the bed. Honestly, I don't really know. I slept through the entire fucking day. I didn't watch anything. I was so beat. So, Coach uh, has a very serious neck injury, and it's been that way for years. And it caught up to him, right? He couldn't power through it. So we needed this day of rest. I'm not too mad about it, but let's go ahead and check in on today's games. Let's mainly focus on what we thought was going to happen as far as the betting, because since it's halfway through the round and Coach didn't really watch the games in real time, he's having a tough time figuring the bracket because games are worth more in the second round. But once the dust settles for tomorrow, I'll be able to tell what our record is just fine. But for now, let's focus on the betting. Tomorrow, we'll check in on the bracket, right? So Michigan over St. Louis, no big surprises there. Michigan State over Louisville, not a huge surprise. I think we would have liked to see Louisville win, but weren't like overly attached to it at all. I didn't put any money on, like not even a 50-cent bet on Louisville, Michigan. I was like, that's the real squirrely one. Like, why would I fuck with this game? Or I did take Michigan. Duke TCU, I took a flyer on TCU. I thought they had a good chance. They didn't really show up. Houston blowing the doors off Texas A&M. We had Texas A&M there. We had Houston winning. That's the team I put on a lot of the slips. I didn't expect it to be a blowout like that, but like we probably should have. You know, we didn't really have anything for Texas A&M at this point. Texas over Gonzaga. Like I said, I specifically said I thought Texas was in a good spot to possibly pull the upset there. I just know we didn't have it in our bracket. But like betting-wise, that's one of the best upset picks of the day. As far as bets, we'll get to Coach's bet in a second. And then we'll look at the bets that we like for the second half of the second round and the Sweet 16. So VCU got roasted by Illinois. I know we had that in the bracket, but personally that hurts. You know, we would have liked to see VCU win again, but they already broke their drought, right? So they didn't really need this. Nebraska barely squeaking by Vanderbilt. Okay, but that is extremely interesting. Let's circle immediately right back after talking about our Hogs. Okay, so the Hogs won by 6 points, which is a great segue into, you know, of course, that's our championship pick. But like as far as the bets, Coach didn't put in a ton of bets. I had it in my mind that the only two games I really liked for today were Nebraska winning straight up and Arkansas. You know, I told you I thought Texas was in a good spot, but not enough to really bet it, right? But I'm like, I'm pretty much positive they're not burning Nebraska here. And pretty much positive Arkansas is good for it, right? So in my mind, I'm like, let's go a little crazy, a little outside the box, right? Because we're doing weekly betting. Coach is usually betting for the future, right? If we're trying to get a little bit extra right now, we should probably bet a little bit more than 50 cents, right? So I'm like, well, let's start 10 bets, $5 on Nebraska and Arkansas on a 2-leg. I'm like, that seems pretty good. I'm like looking over the value and I'm just like, man, they're really not giving you anything for the money line on Arkansas, and the spread's like 12 points. I really don't see them covering the spread, but they're paying out 10 times more if Arkansas decides to cover the spread. So I look at it for $5. I'm like, yep, I really, really like that bet. So I'll probably really, really love it for $2.50. So Coach put $2.50 in, but since Arkansas only won and did not cover, it was a whiff, but only out $2.50. Bet saved is a bet earned. Coach is pretty happy with himself for not pulling the trigger on the full 5, even though it's not like we'd really be sweating that either, right? But that's 5 more bets we can throw in as flyers for here. So let's look at what we got to choose from. Coach thinks he has some winners, but we're trying to really pick our battles, right? Purdue, Florida, you know, Miami, just not loving it. Kind of just staying away. Kentucky, Ohio, Iowa State. Like, I feel pretty good about Kentucky there. I'll probably put like one slip, but not loving it. St. John's and Kansas pretty much just completely hate it. Same with Tennessee and Virginia. Iowa and Florida. I think Florida's like 100% good for it here. I don't see them dropping to Iowa. I initially had this as like a potential upset alert, but after looking ahead a little bit, I think I know where Florida's dropping. Okay, Utah State and Arizona, this is who our Hogs play the winner of. Does our crazy lucky streak of playing the weaker opponent continue? You know, we got breaks all through the conference tournament. First round, you know, second round of the regular season. Like, you know, so we dodged the bullet of the 5 seed. You know, we got the 4 seed instead. So that was our first round grace. Second round grace, we get High Point. The 12 seed upset the 5. Right, so do we get lucky once again and face Utah State instead of Arizona? I really don't know if I'm making the script. It's hard to dog Arizona. I mean, Arkansas versus Arizona, that's a game I could see us winning, and it's fireworks, right? Why not have the better team? I don't think Arizona losing to Utah State does better by Arizona, but if they really want to be doing up Utah State for some reason, it would be a great scalp for them. But if it's me, I'm just putting Arizona ahead and then Arkansas beating them. So I'm going to say Arizona is one of my favorite picks for today, but probably still not betting it. UCLA, UConn, that's like a hard avoid, but like if I have to pick, I feel a lot better about UCLA there, you know, especially because the value is probably going to be better. Texas Tech, Bama, hard avoid. Could go either way for sure, right? So then looking ahead, right, we don't know who Arkansas is playing yet. Illinois, Houston, avoid. Texas versus whoever, don't know yet. But this Nebraska game, that's the one. Because that's the winner of Iowa, Florida. Okay, and it's gonna be Florida. And you're gonna get this old-ass team that had never even won a tournament game before just now going against the defending national champions. And who did Nebraska just beat? Oh, just lowly old Vanderbilt, right? Well, do you not remember Vanderbilt just smoked Florida by like 20 in the conference tournament before dropping to Arkansas? So, Coach thinks Florida's in big trouble. Whatever I've got left over at that point, I'm putting it all on Nebraska. So that's Coach's big scalp for next round. Sweet 16. I want Nebraska in the Elite 8 and Florida sent packing. Coach, appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts were as far as like the games you watched today, what picks you like going forward, how you're feeling in general. Coach,